Hey there. There is a falsity, a act of disingenuity, or rather a facade, a mask of disingenuity that I have to put on my face every time I record. And granted, it can be like that for a lot of people. And I think what it does for me more than anything is it warps my ideals. It warps my ideals more than my comfort. I'm fed less and less disorganization, but I still deal with some of the temptations that reduce my memory to rubble and that make me misinterpret and misunderstand myself. But I want to say something. I have hope in people more than I've said. I do not think anyone wants to hurt me, okay? Listen, life is a series of conquests. Life is a challenge after another. And I think that in the terror-induced hallucinatory perspective, sometimes I dealt with valid struggles, but sometimes I built up my own struggles. I formed my own problems because I wanted there to be an equity with the past. A continuation of my struggle was my petty motive. Now, I'm saying all this, right? I hold a lot of forgiveness and acceptance and peace for the hallucinatory guys, okay? Even though I have been certain ways about it in past videos. I mean, I practically said I would kill someone if they were the being that put me through my mental struggle. I would want them to be dead. I think it's as the situation has unfolded into a more peaceful direction. All I can say is I feel I am being too harsh with that sentiment because I know who they are. What I mean is I know what the surroundings are. I know what my quote-unquote voice is, what my presences, the spiritual presences that surround me. I know what they are. I'll just be real about it, okay? I still deal with some annoyances in my everyday living. And they're just like things that do not hurt me. But there are things that annoy me and bother me, and they're kind of unnatural. And all I can really say is it makes me think in a way that I'm just like made fun of. I know they're not really contradictory elements, but I know that I'm trying to keep a positive spirit and vibe. But they make me think that I'm made fun of. But lately, beyond that, the perception I've had on life and what I have been witnessing is the degradation and the subdumance of my hallucinatory perspective. And right now they're just telling me like sweet things and they're saying the video is beyond true. And the point is that I don't really hear anything whatsoever. I see it on the walls. I see it all around me. In this game, I've proclaimed that I am waiting for a future where I am victorious. And what I mean is, I've proclaimed I will glitch the world, I will break the world, and in the process, I will make a miracle happen. Now, I'm not even comfortable enough sharing this with like a stranger, probably not even a friend. I still put it on YouTube because YouTube is unnaturally honest for me. You know, it's kind of ironic. I mean, to me it hasn't been, but to society it could be kind of ironic. You know, the point has become more and more that society is coinciding with my trip, with my experience. And what I mean is, the beings that have surrounded me are epiphanies from people's mentalities. And one day I'll get into it more and I'll clarify what I think it means more. And I even suspect that one day I'll finally be able to share a video with you where it's all truly over, like where I'm not seeing a single word, I do not feel a single presence. I'm simply by my own lonesome self. It's become more and more like that. But what I can say is that they are more supportive than ever, but it's more than that. Okay, listen. Why do we think that a trial that does hurt you, but that you recover from, the things you learn, the things you gather, the adaptation in your measure, the overcoming of the struggle and the strength and valor in you to overcome your struggle, you know, maybe it really is the point. Now, I've said a few things. I want to clarify on them, okay? I think this is how it goes. So in a unnatural angle is past friction. I think in many ways, despite my life being live, the hallucinatory perspective was founded upon a past metric in many ways. Think of it as some sort of demonic spiritual collateral damage. But then, if you overcome the monstrosity, that is the morbidity, where you fixate upon the wrong things and you accept the wrong things in your life, then it will create problems. What if we chase the struggle more than we think? And what if that creates your downfall? And capturing the ego that you have, understanding it very well, is the point. Now, I think that it is a conundrum that has a solution. It is a provocation that has an excellent rebuttal after another, and it is a problem that is solved through answers. And I think that just to give myself, or to give you a bit of a hint of my confidence, a hint in terms of how I see things, I think that it's about it really more than anything, it could very well be that it's just an impunitive game But you put up a defense. You defended yourself. And in the process, they see some kind of healing and then they adapt. Now, I've suspected for a long time that what I have been witnessing are sentiences. But I did say it's from a past fabric in some way, but that's not what I meant. The damage is from a past fabric is my estimate in too many ways. But then I ask myself, are they just taking the piss out of me? You know? Because here's how I see it, okay? If this room of sharks wants me gone, then I simply have to either reciprocate or I have to accept. If this shark-infested room wants to eat me, I don't even know if I can prevent it. What if it's just fueling my deterioration into condemnation? And the severity is not there, of course, meaning I don't really struggle. But at the same time, there's a memory loss every minutes. Every few minutes, there is a pretty significant memory loss in my mind. And I do not really take it as coincidence. I think they are the controllers of my mentality. And if it is absolutely the sole truth, then I'll say this. They have cut me leniencies, but they're still being unnecessarily abrasive with some things. But they have cut me some leniencies. A lot of them, I mean. I'm generally very comfortable. I'm very perceptive, a lot more than before, with how I feel and what I do. But I am still the same lazed out stoner, but I'm still mostly the same unmotivated guy. Tonight I managed to play a video game for an hour and a half or so. Well, usually I would only do it for 30 minutes. I was happy about that. I know it was just playing a video game. But to me it was a sign of better things. Anyways, the point is that I am hoping that I will outgrow my struggle, okay? I want to name this something like my struggles, benefits, the benefits and struggles of my journey or something like that. Because I do see it two ways. I think in the future I could fully understand more and I could fully side with one side of the equation. Namely, it would be either I am dissuaded, I am hurt, I am infested by society, and the other side of the coin would be society was ultimately beneficial to me. Society helped me. Society led me in the right direction. Society just did me some wrongs in the process of preparing for the rights. Because either way, that's how I say it. Do not take it as an insult upon yourself. Okay? Because I think it's a very mental, subdued game where we all affect each other. We all have psychic minds. We all affect each other. But it's just the truth. I do not want to hold a grandiose importance upon myself. Okay? I see life in the sake of its mysteries, and that's what enchants me the most is everything that's gonna happen, whether it's meant to happen or not, it's still new to me, right? Let's tackle it. Let's tackle living head on. Let's make the best out of it. Because someday it will pay me back. I love you. I'm peacing out. And thank you for listening to my video. I wanted to create a more optimistic perspective. I did not want to degrade myself or to insult myself. This is how I feel genuinely. I feel like I'm breaking out of my horrid mentality. I feel like I'll finally start living a lot more happily. It might not involve any monetary gain or increase. It could certainly involve a hell of a positive mental boost to the point that I could even potentially make something out of it that would get me some money, whether it be coding or music or something. Because I think even the memory loss, I can overcome it in the end. I can overcome it. It's just a matter of time. And when I see it,